Alright, I did it. I hit 120 eye level. Let's go. Alright. So, difficulty 7 in previous league. See if we can get into it now. See if Tazari pops. Part of Tazari, let's go. Hype. So I was working on a fellowship video myself when everyone released all theirs kind of at the same time, so I'm a bit late here. I see some people claiming they won't swap to fellowship full time unless they're bored of WoW, but I'm actually of the opinion that it might become my main game for in-game content unless Blizzard makes changes to Mythic Plus. I've been asking for a queue for Mythic Plus for years at this point on the official Blizzard forums. I've debated people who often argued in bad faith against one, or simply made a joke out of it. But like I told this user here, queue is the inevitable destiny of the format. While the tuning Blizzard did in Season 2 helped to make the format more inclusive and brought renewed satisfaction in the game, it was short-lived, and I don't think that we can expect a longevity when it comes to Blizzard's ability to precisely tune specs. There's a lot in the game, and it's my opinion that they tune for Raid rather than Mythic Plus. This is why, for instance, Disc Priest can stay meta for 3 seasons, but if Mistweaver is too strong in Raid, it gets nerfed to C tier in a matter of weeks and then left unchanged. I like the lore of WoW and I like playing WoW, but my main appeal for playing the game daily is Mythic Plus. And if I'm not happy with Mythic Plus, then that's when I usually take a break from the game. And for instance, whenever I'm able to just play the game and get into keys, I achieve Mistweaver rankings like this, so you know I play a lot, or as much as I can. I'm okay with failing a key. I think that prog is a necessary part of the game, and that each key level makes you react and think proactively to mechanics differently. For instance, a dot that was easy to ignore is now very lethal a few key levels higher, requiring players' approach to dealing with it to differ from ignoring or out-healing it in lower key levels. Or maybe an AoE that you could defensive before is better to line of sight at a high enough key level. And I love this evolving form of the game, and I love playing these super high keys and figuring all of that out. Which is why I think regression is bad for the format as well, and no other form of content besides maybe PvP with its MMR brackets is even comparable to being sent back at key level. For instance, in Mythic Raid, you can extend your lockout if you want to continue prog on a boss. But the main thing that I don't like is spending an hours or an entire day unable to get into a key in LFG. This is the greatest contributor to burnout for me in WoW. I'm content to do the same 8 dungeons over and over as long as they get harder and harder. But when I spend hours applying the keys, it makes me not even want to play the game. Some people might point out that with a queued Mythic Plus, you might have a long wait time, but let me tell you why it's not the same. When I'm applying to keys, this is an active process of having LFG open and applying and refreshing over and over and over and over and over. There was one Saturday a few weekends ago, I spent all day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. applying to keys until I got into one. And to me, that should be unacceptable no matter which way you look at it. From a player's perspective, you're wasting your time. From a developer's perspective, you have to consider how this is killing one of your most beloved game modes, because players will just give up rather than wait to play the game. They're going to do something else. That is what happened in Season 1, and I feel like that's what's happening again in Season 3. The only solution, in my opinion, is to implement a Delph-type queue system where you unlock the next tier of difficulty by queuing for and timing your current level of difficulty. And this is technically what Fellowship already has. No depletion, no meta gatekeeping, and no forced LFG engagement. A lot of people playing high keys are not doing it for any reward. We're only doing it for the love of the game. We want to do the hardest content that we can as much as we can because it's challenging, exciting, and most of all, it's fun. I don't want to raid beyond AOTC, and I don't like that Mythic Plus best in slot loot very often comes from raid. And I personally believe unless they make every item like the Dimensius ring, where its effect is only really helpful for that particular boss because of the damage type, it's going to continue to be a chore. I don't know why Blizzard wants to forcefully compel Mythic Plus players into raiding. A simple solution would be for Turbo Boost vendors to give Mythic Track trinkets that Mythic Plus players can access these. In my opinion, Mythic Plus trinkets should be designed to be best in slot in Mythic Plus, but if they're too good, then raiders who also don't like keys will be upset that they might have to go and get these trinkets. So, how does Blizzard fix that? I think there's many ways, but if they didn't want to add new renown tracks for Mythic Plus or anything like that, then just putting the Mythic trinkets and cantrip items on the Turbo Boost vendor is the way to go for the short-term relief to this problem. And since a lot of these problems are derived from Raid and Mythic Plus imbalances, maybe M Plus needs to break away from Raid. Maybe it needs content-specific tuning and scaling like PvP has set aside from PvE. I think this is one way that they can actually reasonably bring specs into balance and remove the symbiotic codependence of Raid and Mythic Plus. And for my regular viewers, I won't be quitting WoW to play Fellowship, but I just think that a lot of my time will be spent in Fellowship. Like, if changes don't come to M Plus, or if Mistweaver is again like soft locked out of Pugging Keys, then I'm probably only going to play for the main content, like the quests, and maybe to get AOTC, my 3K mount, and to play with my Mythic Plus team or my guild. But that's gonna be it. And I've been a daily player of WoW for so long. Every time I get into this game, I rack up tons of hours. I'm at when I type slash play for Aoben, my Mistweaver monk, it says like at this level is like 110 days. So since I hit max level in season one, I've played 110 days of this game. Like I really like this game, and I've been playing it since Cataclysm. But when my main motivation for playing it is Mythic Plus, and Mythic Plus isn't delivering to me what I, want out of it, then I'm probably just gonna look to play Fellowship. So I will still make lore videos, I think, because there's a lot of things I like, and I like going into some of the weirder lore, like the lore in Shadowlands and stuff that a lot of content creators kind of distance themselves from because of its unpopularity. Or I like to throw out some wild theories out there about the element of spirit or decay or the Drust. I find that stuff very fun, and that has nothing to do with my Mythic Plus woes. So I will still make lore videos, and I might still upload some Mythic Plus VODs and stuff, but I think in general, like I might, as soon as like Fellowship comes out in a few weeks, I'm probably going to be uploading videos from that as well. And if you're into that, that's cool because the lore of it seems really interesting too. Like if you go and read the dungeon lore for Sithral's Fall, one of the 30-minute dungeons in that game, it's interesting. It just makes me want to know more. So maybe I'll start covering both, and if you're into that, you can check back here. If not, you can just watch the lore videos for WoW when I put them out.